Hello and welcome to Healing Tips from the Heart, Intuition with Helpers, Healers, and Guides. I am your host, Dr. Lori Hops, licensed psychologist, writer, and artist. I've explored mind, body, and spirit related to intuition, or your personal guidance system, since early childhood. Meet my guests who have learned from their personal and professional lives to explore vast realms of knowing, synchronicities, and overcoming challenges. Their stories may inspire you with tools to enhance your daily living and relationships. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special video that is a recap of episodes 26 through 50. I have been recording podcast videos since August of 2023, and this is our 2-year celebration. This is a general recap that I've broken down into categories, and you can then more easily navigate the different options that are here for you. The categories are energy psychology with EFT and TFT, energy medicine, the mind and consciousness, creative arts and healing, and the spirit and the divine. So we'll start off with energy psychology, EFT, and TFT. There are 6 podcasts in this category. We'll start off with Olga Semyonov, who uses EFT tapping for self-care with weight loss and food cravings, heartbreak and emotional eating, and how sometimes family systems can shift even when the family members are not using tapping or even know that it's going on. That's episode 49. Robert Bray talks about early days of TFT with Roger Callahan, traumas big and small, and how to use TFT for treatment of those traumas. Living in the present, and he also offers a demonstration of overwhelm and how to deal with that. That's episode 44. Robin Bilazarian talks about her personal shyness, overcoming limitations and self-criticism, and how she used energy psychology to help with fearless public speaking so that she moved from silence to being an international teacher. That's episode number 30. Mandy Frager helps caregivers who are caring for individuals diagnosed with autism spectrum disorders, lifting the weight from these extreme responsibilities, and she identifies 7 caregiver types, building skills, willingness, and confidence using TFT in episode 27. Jondi Wintis explores the international care and support communities that she and others have built around the world, using EFT for all ages, self-care, and preparedness for disasters and aftercare with compassionate first aid. That is episode number 46. Ted Blick-Whittle worked with the Veterans Administration as a counselor using EFT. When he faced unbearable work circumstances, he was able to speak truth to power with the support of whistleblowing organizations. His healing from moral injury helped create communities across the nation working with forgiveness and creating national legislation to help protect the interests of counselors and their clients. That's episode number 33. Our next section is on energy medicine. Deborah Hurt is a longtime student and teacher of energy medicine from Eden Method or Donna Eden Energy Medicine. She shares decades of teaching stories using touch for health, energy kinesiology, and other methods for health and wonder, and that is episode 47. Kim Wedman is also a longtime teacher of energy medicine with Eden Energy Method. She shares personal stories of triumph with humans and animals working with chakras, meridians, and tracing energies and tracking the energy changes. That's episode 37. Chris Farrelly, acupuncturist and naturopath doctor, works with health span and increasing your vitality using practical tips for wellness with Reiki, cranial sacral therapy, Bankston method, Qigong, and using a matching vibrational pattern for health and wellness. He talks in detail about measuring health information and energy patterns. That's episode 26. Sarat Zakaria uses traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine from India, working with the earth's natural elements. She shares easy tips for health and well-being on episode number 41. David Laramie introduces psychedelic plant medicine for healing, along with psychotherapy, and emphasizes the need for aftercare after plant medicine sessions to be able to integrate and sustain gains learned and used through psychedelic amplifiers for consciousness and growth, episode 32. Aileen Neely works with a variety of energy practices, including tapas acupressure technique. She shares personal stories of hope and support for those going through infertility and pregnancy loss. And she shares from her book, A Visualization Exercise for Conception. And that is found in session 29. Judith Swack, founder of Healing from the Body Level Up, shares insights and case studies from her journey as a biomedical scientist turned metaphysical healer. She uses neurolinguistic programming, the Enneagram, intuition, and telepathy, and other methods for helping people in episode number 31. The next category is the mind and consciousness. And we start with Phil Mullen on the physics of the mind using subtle energy and higher dimensions, including the Blue Diamond method, to access multi-dimensional realities and changes for the better in living. And that is episode number 48. Alfred Heath talks about the superconscious and the subconscious and fascinating aspects of consciousness healing like 0-point field intention, and his work with founder Larry Nims from the Be Set Free Fast method of healing. Alfred also offers a universal light blessing. That is episode number 43. Louise Fitzgerald focuses on meditation, breathwork, intuition, and practicing natural skills for personal goals using Bankston method and even remote viewing. That is episode number 42. And Stacy Dicker focuses on astrology and inner growth using archetypes from psychodynamic depth work, including Jungian work, with humans and animals. She also combines internal family systems work to deal with light and shadow that we all share in common. That is episode number 28. In the realm of creative arts and healing, we have 4 presentations. Barbara Evans focuses on sacred geometry, color, sound, with science and art for healing, building peace and joy, blending the best of what the feminine and masculine energies offer for all of us as part of the universal and internal to us. She works with healing waters around the planet, Reiki, and beautiful mandalas, and I am wearing one of the scarves that she created. That is episode number 39. Alexandra King explores dance and art as spiritual practice with surrender when facing chaos and loss. Challenges like poverty, health problems, and she created innovations and creativity with beauty rather than staying in the state of collapse. She's a world performer, belly dancer, director, and writer, and that is episode number 38. Mira Krein also is a dancer and works with archetypes with the tarot, or tarot, T-A-R-O-T, finding meaning through universal themes of life's challenges, turning them into grace and self-expression. She also has a very famous grandfather, Alan Watts, the philosopher, and she shares personal stories about him and her family growing up. That's episode number 35. And Bob Schwartz talks about the creative aspects of improvisational theater and how saying yes to whatever comes to you on stage can be brought into daily life, even when facing lessons from trauma or difficulties. He also talks about Ericksonian hypnosis as it applies to life, and that is episode number 50. Then we have Spirit and the Divine with 3 additional podcast interviews. The first being Mary Seiss, who talks about reclaiming soul identity, moving from the roots of shame and shock to love and universal consciousness. She worked with groups online during the pandemic of COVID using EFT, and she also uses EMDR, and using eye gaze to move more fully into the body to be able to overcome states of shock. That's episode number 36. Natasha Jones talks about personal stories of overcoming trauma, poor health, and building bridges of love and connection through different healing modalities, including faith, prayer, logosynthesis, and others, as she works with underserved communities, creating humanized care and special efforts for the BIPOC community. That's episode number 40. And finally, Jamie Lee Silver has reached from this side of the veil to the other side. After tragically losing her son from suicide, she helped create communities of connection, raising hope, and fundraising awareness for mental health and schizophrenia. She co-wrote a book of poetry with herself and channeled messages from the other side from her son. She talks about the importance of outreach with NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness, EFT tapping for health, and matrix re-imprinting. And Jamie's episode is number 34. I hope that you enjoy these podcast interviews. Feel free to share them with others, and know that they're available on all the platforms for free on YouTube and the subscriber platforms of iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible, and Spotify. If you'd like to get a hold of me, you can reach me through my website at hopshealingtips.com and click on the email Contact Me information. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and feel free to like and subscribe. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's podcast. If you want to learn more, you can visit my website for podcast and resources at hopshealingtips.com. You can also like, share, and subscribe to this channel. This podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only and is not providing healthcare advice. Please seek guidance from your professional healthcare team should you need assistance.